Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Back from Texas, long day of travel, just shooting the video, and I'll probably get an early night's sleep. The topic for today is what makes our problems grow? We'll get to that in a minute. Feels like it might rain. Gray clouds. I don't know, it's probably about 6 o'clock. Hope everybody's doing well. It's pretty quiet. So, what makes our problems grow? Simply put, thinking about them and talking about them all the time. Rumination, right? I saw a little clip, and I may have mentioned this in a past video. Saw a little clip of somebody who wrote a book on depression. They said the number one cause of depression is rumination. So basically, the more you think about and talk about your problems, the bigger they get. And I've said this for years. What we think about and talk about tends to grow and magnify. So putting this into the context of mind-body symptoms and pains, the more you think about and talk about your symptoms, the more likely they are to stick around and possibly magnify, get worse, right? And when you wrap in fear and the belief that you're broken and the catastrophic projections into the future of me being with these symptoms for a long time, you can quickly see how these things can magnify and grow. So there are some people who, they start out with one symptom, and due to the amount of fear that naturally comes about, not through any fault of their own, but just their natural response is fear, oftentimes that symptom sticks around. I've said fear and attention are the two things that will make a one-time symptom persistent or chronic. So if we don't buy into any new symptoms with fear or attention, and we can calmly trust that we're okay and this is nothing significant, oftentimes symptoms don't become persistent. But when we think about and talk about our symptoms all the time, and when we constantly are searching for fixes, and that becomes our dominant preoccupation every single day, our problems can grow. And at minimum, they're not going away. So what's the message? What's the lesson here? Once you understand foundationally what causes symptoms, a false perception of danger, and that this is exactly what's going on for you, why spend any amount of time talking about it or thinking about it? Because by definition, perceived danger pain means it's perceived. It's not real danger, and thereby you're not broken, you just think you are. So why would you repeat these thoughts that just kind of ingrains that belief deeper and deeper? Talking about symptoms, thinking about symptoms can make them grow, or at minimum keep them present. So this applies to anything. If you have a concern with anxiety, and you experience anxiety frequently, and you are fearful of it, and you are always speaking about it, always trying to fix it, get rid of it, thinking about it, it's likely that your anxiety is going to stick around and possibly grow. The same exact thing holds true for depression or any other mental health condition, OCD, right? If you're always thinking, I've got a problem, and you stamp the label on your forehead that I've got OCD, anxiety, general anxiety disorder, I've got depressive disorder, I've got any number of medical labels for all of our vast, array of chronic symptoms or chronic pains, the more you talk about them, the harder it is to teach the brain that they're not significant. If you want the brain to know that they're not significant, respond calmly when they're there, call it out for what it is. This is just a perceived danger, not a real danger. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to focus on it. I don't have to fix it. Because by nature, by doing those things and the way the brain works, the more attention you place on something, the more the brain has to conclude this is significant, this is a big deal. And when you wrap all of that with a whole bunch of fear, the brain has no choice but to go, wow, this is a big deal and it's scary. Danger, danger, danger. You think it's going to turn off the false alarm? Probably not. So the best way to go about this, foundationally, understand what causes symptoms and pains. Determine if it applies to you. Is this PDP.com? Know that there's a solution. I'm talking about it here. And know that you're capable of it. Look, there's no value in thinking about and talking about your symptoms and your problems all day long, unless you want to hang on to them, which I know you don't. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I really appreciate all of you. Love you. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.